Hello everybody! Today we'll show you the first of all of the novelties in version 1.3 of RBDLab. This first novelty is Target Collection. Now we have a color selector for all of the collections. This one will help us display what we have in the viewport in an easier and more effective way. We will add the rigid bodies and the ground, and we'll use the chipping tool to isolate the smallest chunks. Now, the smallest chunks are represented in another color, so that it's now easier to work in a project. This color selector is also applied when we convert our chunks in passive ones, changing their color to a different one. Now we'll be able to work more comfortably with our different collections. We can find the next change in the Rigid Bodies tool. Now we can transform the whole collection and make it animated with the option called Kinematic. This is the same as if we click on Animated option in the Rigid Bodies tool. This way we can animate all of the chunks of a collection before the simulation starts. Let's create an easy example. Let's add some frames to our chunks to animate them. Now, with our new tools, we can add one keyframe and then another one to deactivate our kinematic option. You can see that we can get immediately a stunning result. We can also remove the frames with this button. Let's create another animation to test this new option. This tool was very demanded for all users, and it's finally available. We also have some very important changes in the constraints because we have the same animation options that we can find in the rigid bodies, and now we can animate the glue strength. We can add keyframes in the timeline and activate or deactivate the constraints glue. In addition, and the most important, we have updated the constraints panel so the new one is much faster. We can choose a search area to add the constraints, and we can also select how many constraints we want to add for each chunk. In less than 5 seconds, we have added all of the constraints. About 4,500 constraints in less than 5 seconds. This will ease a lot the work of all users. Let's create another example to show how the glue animations work. We will select the Converting Passive option for our cube. we'll add the constraints. We have to choose a high value to get an elastic effect for our chunks. As we can see, thanks to the high value of the constraints, we can get that the whole object is deformed. We'll add a keyframe in the frame 42 and we will lower the strength in the frame 43 to 0. We add another frame and we visualize the result. This gives the option of a multitude of effects and high control over our simulations. We can't wait to see your works using these new options. Let's show you the new icetone tools. These ones work very well with the no kinematic option of the rigid bodies. We'll add some kinematic rigid bodies to our chunks and we'll go to icetone options. We can make any geometric body to have this icetone option. We'll prepare the geometric body and we'll animate its scale. Once this is done, we will indicate to the geometric body that it is a helper of the acetone and click on the recording button. We can see how we can get this kind of results fastly. We can delete it and remake it as many times as we want. And here we can see how we can have many different objects working as acetone. We can see once again that this tool can provide us a huge control over our simulation. Let's show you now another example about what we can do with these new acetone tools. We have prepared this scene for you to notice some interesting results. Let's create some spheres and let's animate them. Once we have done the animations, we will just tell our geometric bodies that they will be helpers of icetone, and we click on the recording button. We have to wait for a few seconds and then we will see our result. We recommend you always to record your scene before clicking on play in our timeline. You can see that some chunks don't work as we should, so we'll be fixing this and making these tools more powerful. Now we'll show you the new custom debris panel with an easy animation. We will go to the frame from where we want to emit the debris. By default, RBDLab usually adds some debris that are placed in the scene, and they're like some stones. In this example, as we have a cube, this effect fits properly. But if we change our geometric body, this one obviously won't. Now we can select the chunks we want in the scene. We click on Custom Debris button. We give our collection a name, and now we'll have a copy of these chunks working as debris. We only have to change the debris options so that it will show our new debris. We hope you liked all these new tools and changes, and we will be posting trailers soon about the new version 1.1 that will be full equipped with plenty of powerful newness. Bye!